Atiku Abakar, Nuhur Fulani.
You are right.
Yes, Bella Matawala Fulani,
who's coordinated,
Minister of Defense, Badar Abubakar is Fulani,
against
Badar Abubakar is
the
Fulani.
Igbos and the West. But the Yorubas, the West, don't know what is going on. Some of our Igbo well-known to do people also foolishly tell them. They don't know that
all the Igbo people
are fighting wars against the West, against the Eastern. That is
against
why
everybody, Fulani against everybody.
The Fulani came to collect the whole West and East as their own region, which Fulani can never be.
Fulani said, "Dampodio give them the West Africa." They're not talking about Nigeria. They're not talking about Nigeria. West Africa. Dampodio tell them the West Africa is for them. Yes, Fulani don't have no religion. Fulani are not Muslim, not Christian. They have their own religion. They are Karamita. Karamita is the religion of terrorists. It work now. Sultan of Sokoto, he is the leader of Nasr al-Islam. Search in your phone. He is the leader of Nasr al-Islam. Who is Nasr al-Islam? Working with the ISIS. Working with the ISIS. Nasr al-Islam. Sultan of Sokoto, he is the leader. We have two different religion group in this country. All of them, the leader is Fulani. We have Tijaniya, who is the leader? Nahir Bauchi, a Fulani. We have Shia group, Islam also, who is the leader? Azazagi, he is Fulani. We have Qadriya, who is the leader? He is Fulani. Izala, Gumi, is Fulani. All the religion you hear about Fulani, Islam, they are liar. They use Islam to deceive us, to divide us, to rule us, to cause the problem between Muslim and Christian. Now, most of Fulani got to become Christian. You know why? Because they want to conquer also. They want to, to deceive Christian. So they can be easy for them to take West Africa. They're talking about West Africa. For them, Nigeria is done. For them. Now they're angry with the Niger because president of Niger now is Hausa man. So they can't do anything. He is very strong. 2 months ago, if you speak Hausa, he talks. He said the terrorist is Nuhurubado and Yahya, they are leader of terrorists of Nigeria. Nuhurubado, his national advisor. Can you imagine?
The former EFCC.
Yes. Yes. So you have to understand. Many Southern you don't understand who is the Fulani. The Fulani are, those Fulani are not human beings. They have everything in Hausa land. Traditional ruler, religion, politics, everything in their hands. But still now, they continue to analyze Hausa people. 7 million during Bihari, 7 million Hausa unalive. People, you have to understand. We are suffering for Fulani. Fulani are deceiver. Some people, some platform on the Fulani enter. Who are you? I'm on a Hausa tribe, but we don't have problem. They are liar. Now, many Fulani now they listen to me. They're recording. They're going to take their platform. You see Hajia, he go with the Igbo. He want to fight Islam. He's against Islam because they want to blackmail me to keep me silent. I'm not gonna be silent. They record me. I don't care. Yeah. Yakub Dandoto and even that guy we negotiated with, you talked with him half an hour ago. He's a Fulani. He recorded. That's why I write him, I'm recording you. That's why he can't say anything. You ask him, he can't give you a right answer because he's scared. I'm here. So you have to wake up. Africa, wake up. I'm not talking about Nigeria or Biafra. I'm talking about West Africa. Yeah, Fulani. Yes.
Your explanation clears us about your knowledge towards these people.
Of this entity called Nigeria, the Fulanis are seen as invaders in the north, and when the Fulanis actually came to the part of the north and what they actually did in that part of the north. So it is a continuation, of the Fulanization of course, West Africa, so to say, and they are predominantly now in the northern part of the country with an agenda, to take over power, to rule them, to suppress them, and of course, subsequently, we have seen the continuous rise of Fulani in politics and of course in the military. We are not going to take exemption from what the British actually laid down as foundation to Nigeria's independence, but that's not what we're standing. The reality has come on ground now. Course, let me also give you reference that at when Nigerian consciousness, especially those from the north who cannot separate politics from religion, who now understand that what they were into, was just a matter of religion and not a matter of reality. Now the reality has come. Over 219 years of Fulani existence in northern part of the country, they have killed over 30 million Hausas and raped a lot of people and destroyed the economy of that region, took over their traditional leadership, took over their culture, took over governance, took over a military inheritance that was supposed to be strictly for the indigenous people of the north. I'm talking about the Hausas. But we are not going to say that it just started now. This is something that has been there for 219 years. When a man called Othman Dafodio came and introduced a kind of religion, powered by the military at that time. But we have seen subsequently, as things continue to move towards that direction, we have seen the continuous colonization agenda down to the three geopolitical zones of the country. But the resistance continues to come even today. They have been killing in the west, they have been killing in the east, they have been mass killing in the middle belt, and of course in the entire northern part of the country. But fortunately, for the revelation that came and people begin to look at the consciousness, of what is happening in the north. That is not just about religion, it's not about politics, but about conquest. And that conquest, has been zeroed down to the activities of Boko Haram, Fulani herdsmen, Métis Allah, all of them, in different sects, came up, ganged up and are pursuing the conquest agenda at the end of the day. They finally, inhabit and claim, that they are the indigenous people of northern part of Nigeria.
Welcome back to Local Journal, my people. We dey hear the exposition where they go on for inside this video, and when they see wetin the Fulani people they plan to do for inside this country. Honestly, maybe things where we say we go take lightly for inside this country be this, because some people they talk say the thing no consign them, based on say the thing no they affect them, but you no get any region where this whole Fulani thing no they affect for inside this country now. We hear as them talk for inside the video say their agenda na to collect the whole of West Africa, and now waiting they go on for inside West Africa be that. No country for inside this West Africa where you go today where all this Fulani problem and all this herdsmen problem no dey. From the exposition of the video where Brigadier General Kunle Togo do, we hear as he expose say Funam, where we say na Fulani organization been talk say Allah give them Nigeria, and Nigeria na their personal property e be and their land na e be. And from the exposition from inside this video too, he go confirm am say these people they mean and these people they ready. In all of this issue where we talk, other regions for inside this country, especially the south, they divided, and they no one come together make them understand say now one enemy na dem get. The problem what we get for inside this country, I still they always maintain them. In as much as the politicians now one of the biggest problems what we get for inside this country, the major problem what we get now the Fulanis. From the way where these Fulani people they act, we know say their own agenda now today in control and to capture the whole Nigeria and the whole West Africa. And when I know say these people now people where we say they feel keep secret for millions of years. They feel live together with people for millions of years. But one thing where they no go ever forget now their agenda. And that agenda now to capture you, capture your land and overtake your land. This is what these people have always been known for. their actions for inside Nigeria and for other West African countries, e confirm am and e suppose make us understand say these people get sinister agenda against this country. So they talk plenty things inside this video, and I go play the remainder of the video so that we go watch am together. But before we watch am, if today na be the first time wey you dey visit our channel, abeg make you like, make you share, make you subscribe.
But recently, somebody came up and declared himself a liberator, to that effect, and begin to pass messages to Hausas for that consciousness to come to them. Of course, we will not take that away from them. We are making reference to also the revelation from the IPOB leader talking about Mazin Lamdekano, who also made sure that his own broadcast was being transmitted in Hausa language in the north, and over the years, the thing has continued to build momentum, and that is what we are seeing today. That Alumbe, Jaitom, if I can remember the name of those people who came up as a group and has declared that time is up for Fulanis in the north.
But why did the Hausans have to wait till date? Because we've seen most of the northern states have been captured by the Fulani oligarchy, and then we've seen that now the major dominant in the north are Fulani. So why did they have to wait till this time before they start this? Before the Hausa have to send the Fulani a quick notice? Don't you think there is no remedy for now?
No, the problem is that if you look at Khartoum Jitami, when he was addressing the world, as at that time, this a core Hausa indigene, he told the world, he enumerated, he explained, he highlighted, how the people were being massacred under the disguise of, trying to establish one ideology, or the other. Over the years, gradually, maybe a lot of people out of being unconscious, they see it as, this thing has been part of us. We need to understand the direction where they're going, and it took quite a number of centuries, 2 centuries plus, before that consciousness come. But let me tell you one thing, through sin, one man, sin came into the world, and through one man, of course, salvation came. And the salvation, what we are experiencing, both in the north, in the west, and the entire eastern part of the country, is as a result of the messages that came out from a man known and called Mazin Lamdekano, who is also languishing in DSS custody. For simply telling the whole world what is actually going on. How the Sahel of Africa, of African states, are mobilizing, are building up arms and are moving military, to make sure that Fulani has Nigeria as Fulanized colony. This has been happening over the years, but this woman now, this very person now came up and said, no, now that we have come to the consciousness of what is happening in the north, and that's Kaitum Alumde, who came out openly and addressed a press conference in that regard. And of course, not only that, he wrote to the federal government. I think he did a similar letter, while Buhari was still in power. But this one, he was more vocal, and a letter has been sent to the federal government under Tinubu, declaring that we, the Hausas, can no longer accommodate the relationship or be relational or whatever form, of Fulanis in their land, that we are the indigenous rule of owners of the land in the north, and Fulani is no longer tolerated. And of course, definitely, it's going to see how that is going to work out, because of course, there's going to be a kind of tribal war between the Hausas in the land, and of course the Fulani, who are skilled, at the measure name of Fulani anywhere, what comes into your mind is killing. Killers.
But where did the Fulani originate from? Are they not? Don't they have their own ancestral land here in Nigeria?
There was no record ab initio that shows that they have ancestral land, or they are indigenous people in any part of the country. But I'll make references to what the former president said, talking about Olusegun Obasanjo. He made it very clearly that in truth and in honesty, the Fulanis are just invaders. As simple as that. There's a place they believe they came from, called Sultan Jalon. Sultan Jalon is located somewhere where you have majority of them as tribe. Is located somewhere in Gambia, and they migrated with arming themselves with a certain ideology, and of course with a certain belief. They can be relational and they can accommodate, they can adjust. But unfortunately, over the years, we have seen a transition from what actually they have in mind to what actually the reality of what they want in pursuit of their advancement, and of course the conquest agenda in Africa, and that took them to where we have today as Nigeria, northern Nigeria, so to say, talking about the arrival of the military leader. We are talking about Usman Dafodio, and that is exactly what happened, and that was how their conquest and forceful underground point to accept a certain ideology. That was what led to some Northerners and some Hausas at that time, to start having them, and possibly subsequently an ideology was introduced to them as religion, and from there they begin to build momentum. They conquered the entire northern Nigeria as at that time under Usman Dafodio, and that was where the genesis of the problem the whole Nigeria is having today. But from that time till now, we're talking about 219 ways of killing by Fulanis in the north. So you can see that at a point and every area there must be consciousness, and that consciousness has come, and that is why the elite who have been doing a lot of things in that regard has come out to say time is up for the Fulani herdsmen in the north.